SmackDown after WrestleMania review, let's get into it. So the show starts out with Cody Rhodes, the new undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, coming out to the ring. Crowd singing Kingdom, the big whoa, you know how it is. And he cut a promo where he spoke about The Rock on Monday Night Raw actually coming to him and handing him something. And he says he handed him a gift that Cody gave The Rock. So I'm assuming that is the Rolex that apparently Cody gave everyone in that main event. So interesting stuff there. Don't know what the point of it is, but let's move on. Then Cody started talking about the triple threat matches that we have tonight between Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. Then we cut backstage with the Bloodline looking at Cody Rhodes' locker room, because this is the locker room they used to be a part of, but clearly not anymore since they lost the championship. And with that, Paul Heyman says wins and losses matter. But the tribal chief has told Solo, or told the Bloodline, to get that title back, basically. KO also walks into the locker room and says, you guys aren't invited. And he goes in with Cody Rhodes. Then we get the first triple threat match between Santos Escobar, Bobby Lashley, and LA Knight. Yeah. So, with this being said, in the match, the Pride and Legado del Fantasma got involved a lot. So, it's quite clear where they're going to go with this now. We're going to get a Pride versus Legado feud for a little while. We also had LA Knight coming out on top in this match, so he is going to face the winner of the main event later on. LA Knight going through his good stuff. He got huge reactions tonight. Damn, he was over in this crowd, but he's over everywhere, but it felt like he was extra over in this crowd. So LA Knight on to next week's match. Then we had a backstage segment with the LWO where Rey Mysterio said that the truth will come out with regards to who attacked Dragon Lee, as they are still accusing Santos Escobar, when we all secretly know it's Carlito. So then we had the Bloodline come out. So it's Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman, because obviously Roman Reigns is taking some time away. And they come out, Paul Heyman cuts a promo saying we don't blame anyone for our losses. Seth was being Cody's shield, and Roman Reigns took his opportunity to take out Seth Rollins. And then as Paul Heyman is about to hype up Roman Reigns, Solo cuts him off. And Solo says, listen, wins and losses matter, right? Because that was said earlier. Heyman agrees. Consequences mean change, right? Paul Heyman agrees. Then Solo steps up to Jimmy, hugs Jimmy like Roman Reigns does with the hand behind the head. This was typical Roman Reigns stuff. And then walks away, and then who attacks Jimmy Uso? Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga from New Japan, former Bullet Club member, Tama Tonga. Former multiple-time IWGP tag team champion, Tama Tonga. Multiple-time Never Openweight champion, Tama Tonga. This man has been around in Japan. He has done a lot of work in Japan. It's quite ironic because I think he was in the Bullet Club the same time as Cody. I'm not sure if it overlapped or if Tama Tonga left before. But they might have overlapped in the Bullet Club as well, which is interesting. But anyway, he attacks Jimmy Uso. They take out Jimmy Uso. Solo spikes the hell out of Jimmy Uso. And then he does the hip attack in the corner with a chair over the face of Jimmy. Now, I thought Jay was coming out. I thought we were going to see Jay Uso. But they're obviously teasing that, and they are building that. And that is going to happen at some point. Then we had a match between Bron Breakker and Cameron Grimes. Quick match for Bron Breakker. Grimes got a little bit of offense in compared to Breakker's other opponents on SmackDown. But Bron ended up getting the spear and the victory. New theme song, it sounds like it, for Bron Breakker. So I liked it. It wasn't too bad. It didn't shock my system when I heard it, that's for sure. Then we had a backstage promo from AJ Styles where he said he needs to prove a point. He lost at Mania. He needs to prove a point. And he called out LA Knight, obviously, because LA Knight's already won in the first match, and he's assuming that he's going to face him next week when he wins in the main event. This basically confirmed to me AJ Styles is winning in the main event, and that is what happened, but we'll get to that later on. We then had a promo from the new women's champion, Bayley, where she did her thank yous. She got a "You Deserve It" chant. It was a typical babyface promo after winning the title. And then out comes Tiffany Stratton. As Bayley was about to introduce her new challenger, out comes Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany says that she should have got a shot at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. You know what Tiffany's going to say. Typical Tiffany stuff. But Bayley's like, I wasn't going to give you the opportunity. And this is not an open challenge. I was going to give Naomi a challenge, an opportunity. And then out comes Naomi. Naomi and Tiffany go back and forth. Tiffany says, I already beat you. And then they have another match on SmackDown right after this promo where Naomi comes out on top in a decent match. The match wasn't anything spectacular, but it was decent. Naomi comes out on top, so it looks like we're going to get Naomi versus Bayley at Backlash. I'm not sure why you'd book a face versus face match, especially with Bayley being such a fresh new face, but we'll take it. Then we move on to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven requesting a match with Nick Aldis. So he gives them a match. And who is it against? Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. It's official. These guys are going to be a tag team. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are going to be a tag team for a while. They are probably going to win the tag titles from the Kabuki Warriors at some point. And Bianca and Jade made quick work of Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Bianca doing all the hard work again. I wonder how long that's going to go on for. And then Jade just coming in, landing her finisher, pinning Chelsea Green like she did on Raw. Yeah, Jade needs to do more. It's time. Jade needs to do more. I know it's only been her third match, but we need to see more now. We get the aura, we get all that, but it means nothing if you can't wrestle. Nothing. And then we move on to our main events between AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Kevin Owens. I enjoyed this match. This was for sure match of the night. In fact, it was maybe the only real match. Very, very good triple threat. Awesome finish with AJ Styles landing a middle rope or top rope. Styles clash on top of Kevin Owens with Rey Mysterio in the Styles clash. Great finish. Great match in general. Good triple threat. AJ Styles got the win, like I implied earlier, or like I suggested earlier. And now we're going to get AJ Styles versus LA Knight next week to see who faces Cody at Backlash. Now, for me, it's AJ Styles. You can't have LA Knight and Cody. No. You can't have your two biggest baby faces up against each other. You cannot. That's just stupid booking. Stupid booking. So for me, it's going to be AJ Styles beating LA Knight, getting his lick back on LA Knight after WrestleMania, and AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes for a first title defense. I like it. It should be a banger match. Two former Bullet Club members. I know we mentioned Bullet Club already. It's just an interesting fact. I'm excited for that match because I'm already predicting AJ Styles is going to win. The highlight of this show was for sure the Bloodline stuff because that was super, super interesting to see where they're going to go there. The debut of Tama Tonga was really cool. Is this a new Bloodline 2.0? Interesting to see what could happen there. They did turn on Jimmy. Paul Heyman looks terrified. Paul Heyman tried to call Roman Reigns and Solo stopped him from calling Roman Reigns. Interesting to see what's going to happen here. Average SmackDown. The matches weren't fantastic, except for the main event. The segments were great. So, as a wrestling show, it was kind of 50-50 in that sense. But decent SmackDown. Good stuff overall. Excited to see what happens next week.